Okay, so today I received an email from Alex at PRNet, and I have been sharing with as many people as will listen what I see to be sort of the future economy that's going to be shaping a lot of things for us, not just a trend, but almost as pivotal as when e-commerce first came out to the world for us to go onto a website and click and shop. And I've been advising and CMOing and doing all these different roles. Sorry, I'm post yoga, but anyway, I want to get this out. I've been in this for 22 years, and 2000, in San Francisco, figuring out back-end transaction processing. 2004, luckily getting the team all back together, and they came up with a proposal for me to bring to the brand I was at the time to bring e-commerce to them and really be one of the first to market. So it was like us and Revolve. That was it. 2004. Boom. And just explosive growth. And so many other things besides just growth that were beneficial to it. And then, then in came Meta and social and blogging and influencers and creators and all of this, which has really had a run, like if you were in that game making money, or you unlocked the code with your community in D2C, you really saw some success. And there were others that, not that they weren't a great brand, but they just didn't know quite how to rally the system and make it work for them. Or they weren't willing to be so performative, to do what the algo told them to do in order to get the profits. And so, everyone has their reasons, no right or wrong. Then during COVID, consulting and help co-build a creator commerce platform with a woman up in Vancouver. We were too early. And I feel like in my life, I'm always a little too early, or I'm a little too behind the scenes. And I did an incredible workshop about 1.5 years ago with this gentleman, Sam. And it was a small, tight group of fractional executives at the board. And it was like, what is your superpower? What's the pattern? What's the through line of what you've been doing in your career? And for those of us that have been at it like 15 years or so, it was a really great workshop. And mine was the crowner of kings and queens. And it really kind of hit home. And I thought the way that I've been able to do that was my unique approach at Caro, which is the ability to see, some people say it's patterns or threads or consistencies among people and among systems, and then identifying like where are the hangups, where are the blocks, what are things maybe that are impacting the team or the business negatively that everyone's kind of maybe not noticing, and bringing that to the forefront, which is always difficult. Creating pressure in a room like that, always with love. But then also bringing this sort of like backbone of technology that I've been in. And I don't think of myself as a technologist, but more like a translator of what's on the horizon ahead, and bringing that back to those that are boots on the ground, working, grunting, building their businesses. And so about 2.5 years ago, I met this gentleman, Scott, who was starting to follow my Substack. And I thought, after 20 years and hundreds of brands, having these seats, these advisory roles, these executive roles, I thought, there's got to be something I can share with the world that is of value, and get away from being behind the scenes and crowning other kings and queens, and maybe crown this queen. And I really struggled with it for a long time. And now I'm like so excited. And I've been sharing what I know in the boardroom more. I don't get hurt or feel like I'm a crazy person, or that I'm too artisanal or too much anymore. I've learned to be more patient, tone things down a little bit, listen a lot more. It's really been a tremendous growth experience over the last, I would say, lifetime. Just kidding. No, like even the last 5-6 years. So that said, I got an email today from PRNet, and they published my op-ed article, whatever you want to call it, which was out there. And, as my dad says, I know you, Maryland girl, this, that, whatever. I don't know this woman in orbit that is communicating so many things that are over my head. My dad's a very intelligent man. So I've learned to accept that what's coming through tends to present itself down the road. I'm not saying I'm like a clairvoyant, but I have a system and a process and a flow that has worked for me time and time and time again. I've had a few disruptor brands that have emerged from that. I've taken some clients that were just done after 20 years. They were like, I'm exhausted. No one knows what I'm doing. And unlock it. Sometimes I call it the kinetic energy, getting something to just move. And once you do that, it just creates this this effect where people start to gravitate to it, and it creates momentum. And if you can keep it, I think of that Olympic sport, with the ice, and they're just keeping the puck going straight. If you can keep your focus and your momentum and your energy clear, you can really build on that momentum, and it will take you like the current. And so I try to help people, get off the banks and get into the current, and really flow and innovate and build, and at the same time always stay true to what the original purpose and vision was for starting it in the first place. So for PRNet to email me today and say, we published it, not only that, but we're going to list you as a Substack to watch, and we're going to feature you on LinkedIn, and we're going to share all your social handles, was more than just, hey, thanks for the op-ed. It was just such a validation for me. And so many times I feel like I'm speaking, and in response, it's this sort of deer in the headlights look. And it just felt so good to be seen and understood and acknowledged for my body of work, my strategies, my processes, and what I'm seeing for the future of commerce and for the future of people and business, and how humans really need to understand how things are changing, what this will mean. It will be dramatic change, but it's not a bad thing. It's just, we have to always learn how to adapt and change and come from a clear space, a clear mind, an open heart, and work collaboratively. Not be afraid of doing hard things, having hard conversations. We can argue, we can disagree, but really at the end of the day, it's navigating this change. And so what I loved was they got it, and I'm noticing now that more and more people are starting to get it. And I have 2 women that are working with me at Caro doing full brand architecture work. And, by the end of the summer, we're going to start talking a little bit more and coming out a little bit more visibly. This summer, Scott and I are calling it the Agentic Summer, which is really trying to help people understand what is AI really, like really what's happening beyond what you need to learn and the jobs going away and this, that, whatever, and prompting and listening to all these people on social media. Sign up, I'll show you how to make tons of money like I do. It's whatever. Really what AI is about to do is it's going to take over a lot of human behaviors. So it's really not about the jobs for me as much as it is, especially for people that are entrepreneurial or who have wanted to be entrepreneurial. It's a big add value to what it is that you can do. And if you're not greedy, you can really build a beautiful business, and you can become more efficient and more creative, and do more things with AI. There's pros and cons. We could do this would be a whole other conversation, but what AI is eventually going to do is go onto the website and order something for you. So what's that mean for the brand on the website? What kind of information are you getting from them? All the systems that have been built since Meta came out and WonderKind came out, and email marketing was a thing, and ads were a thing, and they still are. But everyone's starting to see things start to flatline. They're looking at the stock market. What's going on with inflation? Supply chain, who can keep up with China? Now China's gone through some difficult times, and now they've become one of the most operationally efficient countries they are in the world. And what does that mean for the rest of us? And supply chain and costs. And We also have the EU coming out next month with the Berry Amendment and a lot of other legislations that are going to require people to prove that consumers and other businesses can trust what they're making, how they're making, through clean data. And so I'm really grateful for Scott for finding and seeing me through my Substack, for us hammering it out the last couple years. He's in India right now. I miss you. Working with a number of different makers and trusts and universities, bringing Economy 3 to them and educating them. I'm out here doing the same. And I don't know, this article just felt like such a great validation moment. And so I just wanted to express my gratitude and encourage all of you to follow me on this journey, as imperfect as it is, and, you know, this high quality production that I'm doing. Watch the brands that we're building from the ground up. We're working directly with factories and patent owners, everything from denim to performance wear to men's ready-to-wear collection and more. And then also working on the business side with AI, supply chain, and commerce, and how all of this beautifully comes together, and what does the future hold, and how can we guarantee a positive outcome that is based on trust, that's based on healthy and sustainable growth, and keeping the world beautiful and respecting humans and their contributions. So anyway, that was quite a spiel. This might have to go on YouTube because it's like 11 minutes long, but so grateful. Just wanted to put this out into the world. I will link the article, and I'm probably going to break it apart because it was quite long, into some digestible bits and run it across LinkedIn and Substack. And yeah, get in touch if you want to learn more, or set up a quick, 25-minute intro. I'd be happy to do a quick diagnostic on your business, or just hash things out over a quick call. I'm passionate about it, and this really is the next era, like nothing we've ever seen before. And I'm just so blessed to be here for it. All right. Peace.